guys, John here with RealTruck.com, and today I want to show you how to install the Bakflip CS tonneau cover and rack on this 2016 F-150. Alright, so the first step of installing our tonneau cover would be to install the bulkhead seal. However, if you have a drop-in bed liner like this truck does, then you're not going to use the bulkhead seal. If you didn't, it would be just a matter of cleaning off the painted area where the bulkhead here, and then taking this, peel it back, and just lay it on here nice, run it all the way across, cut off any extra that you have on the other end. But since we're not going to be using this on this truck, our first step will actually be to install our rails. So let's get those on. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do then is we're going to take our side rail and we're going to set it up on top of our bed rail, just like so. And then once we have this in place, make sure on the sides, guys, you'll notice that there's a seal here. Make sure that that seal is actually not rolled under or anything when you set this up here. And go ahead and put it on there. Push it back against the bulkhead. There's another rubber seal on the end of the rail over here. We're just going to kind of compress that just a little bit onto the bulkhead, and then we're going to attach our clamps. Now, our clamps, when we attach those, we want to put those as close as we can to the ends and to the center. So we're going to put this one right here in the center. I'm just going to get it up in there, get it started. Don't want to tighten it up just yet, just in case we have to move this thing around just a little bit to make sure that it's all in place properly. This front one, we're going to put it as close to the front as we possibly can. And then the same on the rear one, we're going to go as close to the back as we can. Now it's important when you do this to actually get these up inside here as far as you can get them and keep them straight because you want the teeth to actually lock together to hold this in place properly. And if you get these up in there higher, it's going to help your rail to sit more level on the truck. So once we have these in place, then we're going to start making sure that we have this pressed back a little bit, that we have this down, and our seal is proper on the outside, and then we're going to tighten this up. Now, don't tighten it all the way, just snug it down, because we're going to come back once we have these all set, and we'll come back through and tighten them all up. Push down on this just a little bit. And the reason why we push down on this, guys, is just to make sure that that seal gets a good seal along the bed rail. And then the same thing on the rear one. And you can see there how when we go along and tighten them and push down on this, how it kind of changes it a little bit. So we want to make sure we don't tighten them before we actually should. All right, those all in place. I'm going to come back, start back here, tighten this one up. Tighten up my center one. And then the rear one. Okay, so we've got this one on. We're going to jump over, do the one on the other side, and then I'll show you guys what we're going to do next. Okay, so once we have our clamps tightened up, then what we want to do is take a torque wrench and go back over them and actually tighten them up to 10 foot-pounds. So we're going to do that. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. The next step of the process is to take our tonneau cover, lay it up here on the rails, and then we're going to attach our buckles. Now the way we do this, as we can see here, there's a couple holes in here. We're going to put our pins through Now our pins just slip through from the bottom side, like so, and then we'll attach our buckle with our screws. Now the easiest way to do this is actually start the screw in here first, and then line it up with the hole, and then we want to start it. Don't want to tighten it down because we have to move it around a little bit to get the other one started. And we'll attach this one through the bottom, and then put our screw in the top over here and get it lined up. Then we'll just tighten both of these down and go over and do the one on the other side. Once we have our buckles attached, then we need to attach our cover to our side rail. And the way we're going to do that is we have these thumb screw bolts. It looks like this. We're going to put a rubber washer on it. Now if you notice, the rubber washers have two different size holes in them. You want to use the bigger one so that it fits around this sleeve on here like so. And then we're going to drop it through into and if you look inside on the rail, you see you have that metal plate with the slot. That's what we're going to be dropping it through, is that slot, just like that. And then we're going to go around on the bottom side, and the way we're going to attach it on the bottom side is we're going to put the rubber washer on, then the flat washer, the lock washer, and then our thumb screw, just like this. So basically, it's going to look something like that from the underside, with the exception of you won't see that. So let's get this all attached, and I'll show you guys what to do next. We're going to fold it out to make sure that everything folds out and works properly. You hear the locks, the latches clicking in, so you know that those are engaging in the rail properly. Just like so. I'll close up the tailgate here. Everything looks great, so we're ready to go ahead and tighten up our thumb screws so we can hold this in place where it's at. The next step then is we have our nice new cover on our nice new truck. The last thing we want to do is replace and put in a nice new back window. So you can see here when we have it in the full upright position, we don't want it banging on there. So we have these bump stops, and what we're going to do is we're going to attach these to our cover, and that's going to help protect that so that we don't have any worries there. So I'm going to put this one right here in the center. You just peel the backing off of it and just press it on, hold it in place, and then we'll do one on each end. The same scenario here. Peel the backing, stick it on, press it in place, and then the one on the other side. Now then, what this is going to do, this is going to protect our back glass, so when we have this up in the full upright position, it's not banging on that glass and we don't have to worry about any problems. The next thing we're going to do is attach our drain tubes, and what this is for is to drain the water out of your rail, so that way you don't have it filling up with water and then spilling into the bed of the truck. Now it's going to be a little bit different here because this truck has a drop-in bed liner, and I already know for a fact that these trucks, the cutout is like right here on these trucks, has a plug in there. Now there's a couple different things we could do here. One, we could attach this and we could drill through the cutout and run the tube down there. Or if you really want to do it this way, you could actually pull this liner out before you start installing this and install the tube, bring it up, open this side right here on the drop-in liner and actually run it out through there, or you could drill a hole in this rubber and do it that way. But since this truck does not belong to me, I am not going to drill holes in it. I will just put these on here and let the owner of the truck decide which way he wants to go about installing these. So what we're going to do then is we're just going to attach these to there's a nipple right up here on the drain rail right in the very front. We're just going to attach the end of this right to there, and then that's what you have. Do that on both sides, and then that's going to keep all that water wicked out of your rails and out of your bed. All right, couple more things to go here, guys, and we'll have our cover installed on the truck. You'll notice that there's some rods, very easy to install. All you do is just take it and just clip it right on there like so. And then you can take this and you can attach it right here, push it down on there, screw that down, and that's gonna keep this cover held up and out of the way when you're not needing to have it closed. Now when you want to close it, of course, you want to unscrew this, and then it comes with this nice neat little hanger to put it right there. So I'm gonna do the one on the other side. All right, so the last thing we want to do of our cover install is close it up, make sure that everything's still fitting properly and that we're all good to go here. All right, as you guys can see, looks great. So we're ready to move on to installing our rack. So the first step of installing our rack then is going to be to take these hex head bolts with the nylocks on them, and we're going to take the nylock end and we're going to face it inwards towards the inside of the bed, and we're going to slide them right inside the rail, right like so. Now we're going to put 4 of them in here because we need 2 for the front and 2 for the back. And these are going to be what we're going to attach our stands to. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the little key tool that comes with the kit and grab these 2 and slide them all the way down here to the front. So that way I've got them in place where I'm going to be needing them. And then we're going to do something similar here to the back. I'm going to space these about 2.5 inches apart. And then we're going to go over, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to show you guys how to put the stands on. So we're going to take our button head screw and a lock washer and the flat washer. Now, when you're separating out all your hardware, you'll notice there's like a whole pile of these shorter ones. These are the ones we're going to be using for this. So we're going to take these, and then we're going to take one of our stands for the side, and we're going to line it up here on our nylock nut that we put inside here and get this started. Which, in case you guys are wondering, is pretty evident by this point, I think, is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. All right, once we have that one started, then I'm just going to slide this down here a little bit and line this one up, get this one started. Then what we're going to do, once we have those started, we're just going to take our hex key that comes with our hardware pack, and we're going to use this to tighten these up. And once we have this tightened up where we want it, then we're just going to go around and we're going to do all 4, and they're going to attach exactly the same. Now, before you do that, however, do not tighten these all the way up, because we're going to want to adjust these and get them so that they're evenly spaced from side to side, and I will show you guys how to do that. Not real tough to do, but it takes a little more steps here. Okay, so we've got them attached. A couple important things to make sure of here is when you're putting these on, make sure that the L part of this turns to the inside of the bed, because that's where our crossbars are going to lay on there. So then we're ready to go ahead and put these in place, and what we want to do is just measure it here. And right here, we're going to go bring this back just a little bit. So we're going to set this one at 1.5 inches from the back edge of the rail. And then we're going to know that way where to set the one up on the other side. Once we have this in place, we'll go ahead and tighten this up so that it doesn't move out on us. And then we'll go and we'll set the front one the same way. And remember what our measurements are so we can go over and set the ones on the other side in the same spot. Because it's very important that you have these lined up going across, otherwise your top rail isn't going to line up and set properly. So let's make sure we have that. And so we're going to take this long aluminum plate that has the threaded holes in it. We're going to take one of our smaller of the button head screws along with a lock washer and a flat washer, and we're going to attach this to the top of our upright here. And we'll do the same on for the front one right here. Okay, so we have our bracket here, and we have one of the short pieces of the aluminum block with the threads in it. We're going to attach it to our bracket with one of the short button head screws and the flat lock washers. And now on these little flat blocks that we're attaching on here, spacers, what we want to do with those is leave them loose, the same with the one we put on the top up there. We need to leave those loose because I'll show you why when we get to that point. So once we have that, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach this onto here, and we're going to attach our bracket to our upright. We're going to use the longer of the button head screws with a flat washer only on this side, and then we're going to put a flat washer, a lock washer, and then one of the nylock nuts on the back side over here. And we're going to leave this loose for now as well. And once we get our crossbar on, then we'll be tightening all this up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the other four set up, and then I'm going to show you guys how to attach the cross rails on here. All right, guys, so we've got all of our bracing attached, all of our plates. So now at this point, we're ready to attach our rails, and we're going to attach those just like this. We left these loose so that we could get these to actually slip inside our rail to mount them on here. And let's see, get that up. So it's going to slide on there just like so. And then we're going to bring the bracing bar up, and we're going to do the same thing there. Now, as you can see, you can do this by yourself. However, I'm thinking it would probably go a little easier if you had some help. So maybe enlist the aid of a buddy to give you a quick hand with this part. We're just going to slide this across and get it set there, and we'll climb up in the truck. Just like that. All right, so we have the rear one installed on here. So what we're going to do is jump up and do the one on the front, and then I'll show you guys how to make sure that you have these evenly spaced across here, and then we'll tighten them up. And a couple small things left to do, and we'll have this all finished up. Then we're just going to measure it, see where we're at, and center it up. And I know that the other side is 6.5, so I want to measure, or just get this one out here a little bit to get it so that it's in the center. And that'll do it. We'll do the same thing up on the front, and we'll go and we're just going to go ahead and tighten all these down now to hold this in place. Once we have them all adjusted and evenly spaced out, we're going to remove this screw right here from the gusset and take it off. Set it out of the way here for just a minute. And move this out of the way. Tighten these two up. And then we're going to put that back, and we're going to tighten up this one and the one up there. And this little key thing that we're using here, I would recommend tossing this in your glove box and keeping this so that you can easily remove this rack if you need to. We're going to use the last of our screws that came with our rack, and we're going to take our caps and we're going to put them on. Now when you do that, you'll notice you have the screws facing, the plate facing down here, and just put it in place just like this. Put that in there, and we'll just do all four of these same way. So the very last thing we have to do to finish our installation of our rack and our tonneau cover combination here is to attach our hooks for strapping. If you want to put your strap on there to hold your ladder in place, whatnot, you just slide the bolt in just like so, and put this nylon washer over the top of it and just screw this on. Now, one of the neat things about this is you can actually put this anywhere along this track you want to. However, if you're going to do that, you would really need to put this on before you put your upright on. So we're going to put these on the ends because that makes the most sense to me. Grab something here just so I can turn this straight. And just like that. So I'm going to go and put all 4 corners on, and we'll come back and we'll roll this or fold this cover out and show you what this thing looks like when it's all set up. We've got our rack attached, so let's go ahead and close this up and see what it looks like all ready for action. All right, that looks pretty nice, guys. So there you have it. That's how quick and easy it is to install the Bakflip CS tonneau cover and rack onto your truck. So remember, until next time, happy motoring.